When you think of a vampire, what comes to mind? Is it a charming, sparkling heartthrob, a terrifying monster lurking in the shadows, or maybe a noble aristocrat in a black cape? Vampires have haunted our imaginations for centuries, transforming from terrifying folklore figures into some of pop culture's biggest icons. But where did these blood-sucking legends actually come from? Let's bite into the history. The modern vampire we know and love, or fear, owes a lot to Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula. Count Dracula, with his castle in Transylvania, his aristocratic charm, and his thirst for blood, set the template for nearly every vampire that followed. He was sophisticated, yet monstrous. Alluring, yet deadly. But Stoker didn't invent vampires out of thin air. He drew inspiration from Eastern European folklore, where tales of the undead, known as revenants, were common. These weren't the suave vampires of Hollywood. In old folklore, vampires were often depicted as bloated, grotesque corpses that rose from their graves to spread disease and plague in their communities. They were seen as a supernatural explanation for things people couldn't understand, like sudden illnesses or unexplained deaths. To stop them, people would perform rituals, like staking the corpse to the ground or even decapitating it. It was pretty gruesome stuff. Over time, literature and film began to romanticize the vampire. Writers like John Polidori gave us the first aristocratic, brooding vampire in his story The Vampire back in 1819, long before Dracula. This new breed of vampire was less about being a shambling corpse and more about being a tragic, cursed anti-hero. They were powerful, immortal, and often irresistibly attractive. This evolution continued into the 20th and 21st centuries. We got the silent, shadowy horror of Nosferatu, the suave and stylish vampires from Anne Rice's novels, and the action-packed heroes of series like Blade and Underworld. And of course, the wildly popular romantic vampires that captured the hearts of millions. From terrifying plague spirits to tragic romantic figures, the vampire has constantly adapted to reflect our own fears, desires, and fascinations. They represent the fear of death, the allure of immortality, and the darkness that can hide behind a charming face. So, the next time you see a vampire on screen, remember their long and bloody history. They've come a long way from the grave. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into vampire lore, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. See you next time.